This is Meteorite, and it's in the Duo 8, in case anyone is... What's up, Victoria? This is an edit of a live stream that I actually did earlier today as you are watching it, if you were watching it the day I posted it. That's right, I'm gonna start live streaming bi-weekly. This was my first one, but the next one will be on August 16th, which is another Sunday at 10 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. I know that not everyone will be able to make that time slot, but there's actually no time slot in the world that will work for literally everyone who wants to see it. But that's a time that works well for me, and I thought it would be fun to have a time where we're getting ready in the morning together. And what I was trying to do with this was create a space where I could feature makeup that has been long loved on my channel that we can look at again without feeling like I'm saying the same thing over and over in edited content. And you can also ask for things to be featured and I might be able to use them. We could do some live swatches of things that you would want to see swatched next to one another. And so this is a place to feature old makeup. It's not about newness in these lives. I'm still going to be making like edited beauty content that will go up on the channel as well. This is just a way for me to feel less alone. And a lot of people seem to want content featuring old makeup. I don't always want to have to come up with a hook on how to feature old makeup in edited content. So this is a way for me to feel connected with you guys and you to feel connected with me and engage with makeup content that is maybe not popular on the algorithm, that is just for us. If people start showing up to the lives a lot, like if we start getting a very regular group of people showing up, I will consider to do them weekly on Sundays at 10 a.m. I think that could be a lot of fun. I will do them as much as I can as long as I don't have extenuating circumstances where I'll be out of town or whatever, and I will be sure to give you a heads up. Finally, in this intro, the last thing I wanted to say is that I am starting to live stream some light video gaming content over on Twitch. I haven't done my first one yet. I'm gonna leave my Twitch handle in the description box. You should be able to click and you can follow me there. I'm gonna be doing that weekly, I think at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time over there. So if you wanna join me on my first Twitch live, that will be this Wednesday. So I hope I can see you there. I'm actually going to also upload the VODs, which is like video on demands, of those here on my YouTube channel. Of course, I've talked about like expanding on my content here, and that's okay if you don't want to watch that. If you only want to watch the beauty content, I'm not mad at you. I'm not expecting you to watch anything you don't want to watch, but I also don't want to be one of those people who has a million channels. I think I contain multitudes, and I think my YouTube channel can also contain those multitudes. If you did miss today's live and you do want to watch it in full, it's still going to be on my channel. If you go to my channel, like youtube.com/HAUTEMESSTOM, there's a live tab. If you click on that, that's where the full-length live feed will be, and then also the chat will be there. I could not figure out how to get the chat to show up on screen, so in this shortened, condensed version, I did try to only leave in chats that I read in full, instead of me just responding to things without saying them out loud, which I will try to be better about in the future for these, like, you know, shortened, edited versions of the longer video. I don't know all of the tech, and I got confused, and I almost wasn't able to go live today because live streaming is a weird little thing. Anyway, as usual, make sure you check out my pinned comment. There will be links to support people who need your help right now. I would appreciate if you supported those people as well. And if you want to support me further, I'm on Patreon and I have channel memberships. Over there, I do a weekly podcast on my Patreon and channel members now where I share a couple of songs that I'm thinking about right now. And I also do an additional video kind of catching you up on where I'm at in life and how I'm feeling about the YouTube channel and things like that. And I was just on Hannah and Joe's podcast on Hannah's Patreon. So if you like Hannah Louise Poston and you're subscribed to that Patreon, I was also just on that podcast. Okay, yeah, I think that's everything I have to get you caught up on. I hope you enjoy this video, and I hope to catch you in the next live. Love y'all, bye! But every time I try to go live, some setting changes, and it's like, your settings are incorrect, and I'm like, I didn't touch anything. Good morning, all the beautiful Victorias. How's everyone doing? I figured that, like, I'm not going to go through everything in my makeup collection. I'm gonna throw a couple options up. Crystallize palette. That's what this one looks like. Here's what Magnetic Mineralia looks like. And then I know that some people like are confused about the Ashen Ember eye sets, and I have 4 of them. I don't know why I didn't pull the 4th one out. But I have Cultist, Flora, and Olivine from Andromeda's collab. And then I have some of the Color Fix sticks, which I don't know if the shade really matters, but I have Meteorite, Mystic Taupe, and Interstellar. I'm gonna use like the Ulta Matte Veil. When you work at Macy's, you're not just designated to one brand, Femme Dandy. I've never worked like in a real I only worked at Sephora, which there's like no counter situations. There's a video on my Patreon because I was gonna do a full face of Kiko Milano like as a brand review, and then I was like going through their website and I just found their website infuriating, which made me want to not which made me not want to review them. Now where are all my brushes? Behind my beverages, which don't really need to be where they are. And I said beverages because of course there's multiple beverages. A lot of people don't want to work at MAC because the customers are more demanding or something. But I think they're my people. Well, I think a lot of times like the discussions about makeup on the internet really forget about counterculture, like makeup counterculture, and like MAC, they were like the supreme cool counter for a very long time. So I can only imagine they have like a very dedicated group of people who are at their counter that are very specific. So that makes sense to me. When you're like in Sephora, you kind of have to like have vague knowledge of so many things. And I feel like people who approach the MAC counter are expecting like incredible knowledge about MAC products specifically. I'm gonna grab myself a LaCroix. What flavor? When you come back, tell us what flavor. When Prep for Life comes back, can we ask? I hope they announce their return. I like having my eyebrows again. But doing them all the time is so annoying. I placed a Yes Style order weeks ago and it still hasn't shipped. And I guess I bought stuff that was out of stock, but that was not clear when I made the purchase, or else I would have removed that stuff from my cart. My Yes Style order will get to me when it gets to me, I suppose. Which is, I guess, just the vibe of a Yes Style order anyway. Hello? Not my hand cramping. Every time I do like a thing where I'm like, pick out my eyeshadow, I'm always surprised what people pick. Because I always expect people to want like big eyeshadow palettes. But I think a lot of you also like a very easy eye look. Every day with the brows, it never ends. Sometimes I feel like things morph into something new overnight. Yeah, it's like just some mornings I wake up and I have a unibrow. bellabeautébar 1. That was interesting. That really went all over the place. Again, this is PR. This was PR. Man, I think I've only like used this a handful of times, but I've always liked it when I have. My truth is, I can tell you the last time I used an eyeshadow palette in earnest. I need to wash my brushes in a severe way. I'm going to show you something and we listen and we don't judge, okay? But this is the brush that I used to blend out my color corrector on my face. Look at how highlight is this matte right here. We're just gonna start building. I haven't done much this week, so I don't have a lot of fanciful stories to tell. I want to see you use the big palette, but when it comes to my choices at home, I almost never choose the big palette. I think that's maybe, I don't know. I think I have not only like, I don't want to say trained my audience, but I think my audience has grown because of, like, the way my audience has grown is because of my preferences, and therefore we might all be more aligned in what we are using on the regular basis. I don't know. Because I don't know. I don't think I come off as like a big eyeshadow palette kind of person anymore. I think there was a time I did, but it's these days, of course, it's like not really what I'm choosing. Do we want to go really light on the eyes? Because I could go into this rose quartz color right here and put that in the crease, but that would it would be a really fair look, which would be fine with me. But do we want to go bold? I mean, it is 10 in the morning on a Sunday. On a Sunday. I guess I probably shouldn't sing copyrighted material on a live stream. We're gonna do light. Okay, light will be really ethereal and pretty. I agree. I thought I had put the like live chat also on the screen, but also I feel like the last time I live streamed, I had that set up, and this time I couldn't figure it out. I'm gonna go into rose quartz for the crease, which is like that lavender, and then I'm gonna smoke out the lash line with smoky quartz. Is that the name of that Charlotte Tilbury eyeshadow I really like? Even though I don't get bellabeautébar PR anymore because I requested to not, my code still works, so if you ever want to save like a little bit of money, HAUTEMESSTOM. It's just my handle, no spaces. Another reason I wanted to start doing like more live streams is like sitting by myself and talking about the same makeup over and over again to a camera. Then I edit it and then I post it. Sometimes feels like crazy making. It feels crazy sometimes. Sometimes I don't feel like I've lived for 35 years, and other times I'm like, I very much been alive for 35 years. I love this idea. I think lives are nice for community building. Yeah, that's kind of how I felt too. I've felt the way I have felt about YouTube this year and last year and the year before that. So yeah, I think this is going to be more helpful to me. And then the plan is to like edit these to post them as like essentially a regular video. So that way people who missed the live and like weren't in the live chat, they can still watch the live and the live chat will be an option for them. But then like anyone who wouldn't want to watch, like, I don't know how long we'll be live. Well, until we finish the makeup is how long I'll be live. I'm not like we're not timed today. I imagine there will be other times where I do the live where like I might have to be somewhere after and like there'll be more time constraints on that. And then if people keep showing up to them, the plan is to like, you know, like we're doing it bi-weekly, so every other week right now. But if it turns into a thing where people want it weekly, I'll do it weekly as much as I can. This color is really pretty. It's like a cool toned burgundy. Can like a cool toned fair burgundy. Is that a color? Is that a thing that can exist? Can there be a cool toned burgundy? I know we make up color rules all the time in makeup and nothing is makes sense or is truthful. Oh no, we're not done with that. Why did I think we were done with that? So now we have to pick a shimmer. And I want to stick with one of the lighter shimmers. So either that, whatever that one is named. I'll tell you in a second. That one does not look as, oh no, this one. With this one or that one up there. Although I think the last time I used this on camera, I did use that shade, but I'll swatch them for you. One of my big complaints about this palette is that it's so hard to read the shade names. So we're gonna swatch Moonstone, Sunstone, and Ice Quartz. I think I like the top one or the bottom one. I don't think I want to use the middle one. I don't want to use Sunstone, so. Good morning, the sweet. Sorry, I don't think I've ever said, the sweet is around in the comments a lot, but I don't think I've ever said it out loud. Now, it felt weird. The top and bottom look similar on camera. So I would say that Moonstone was more like the Fenty Diamond Balm in real life with a little bit of like a slight bit of blue shift. And Ice Quartz is like more lavender. Like I think you can kind of tell in pan a little bit more. So it was these two shades. This was the top one and then this was the bottom one. You can see there's a little more lavender to it. I feel like a lot of my permanent makeup collection is like discontinued and limited edition stuff at this point, which is, you know, bad for me. Well, but good for me, but like, you know, bad as a person who exists on the internet talking about makeup. So I'm gonna use the Pixie Epoxy from Fiorine. I'm only gonna put it like right on the inner corner here. Not like this inner corner, but like the inner half of my lash line. And then I'm going to tap it up from there because you don't need like a ton of this stuff. And then I like to tap it until it feels tacky and I feel like my eyelid is coming up. Do you see that? And I think that is when you should apply on like a tacky base. I don't know. I feel like when you apply it before the base is tacky, it like doesn't work as well. And I'm just going to use my finger. Oh, my friends, I think we're on the path to making the right choices here. I saw the Chantecaille Lion collection. I want to see some of the shades swatched. Because I think I might like one of those, but also I don't really need an eyeshadow. Have you watched any of Sam Ravindall's collection content recently? Yes, I have. I will tell you. Well, actually, she's kind of interesting because she was like, I'm gonna be really ruthless, and then she like kept so much. I mean, this is not like this is any content creator. We're just talking about Sam right now. Like, I'm like, declutter more. Get rid of more. But I get it too, because there are times where I'm like, I want to declutter everything. Not everything, genuinely, but like a lot more than I end up. But then I do like I do like having some variety, but not, I don't want a wall of IKEA drawers behind me full of stuff. And that's not a read to anyone who does that. There's valuable content to be made with that stuff, but it's just not going to be me. How are we feeling? Do we need to add anything else to the eyes? Let's add a little bit, and we'll just put it on the inner corner. So I'm going to take one of the Danessa Myricks duos. Not the duos, but one of the shadows from one of the duos. This is Meteorite, and it's in the duo 8, in case anyone is... Okay, wow. You know, do you have those moments where you're like, I am my mother? Me trying to read the bottom of this. But also it's hard to read whenever... a lot of the print on the bottom of stuff is small, but also like there's so much, like I'm so bright in this room right now. It's like I'm walking on the sun. It's like just hard to see because of that. I'm just gonna put this on the inner corner. I'm back in the inner corner highlight. I'd love to do a deep declutter, but I have no friends or family that really care about makeup, so it seems a waste to just throw it out or not keep in my collection. So, some of my content creator friends have done something very smart. Like, if you have like a Facebook, like free Facebook group in your area, if you're just like gently used, sanitized to the best of my ability bag of makeup, someone will take it. Oh my God. I really botched the shave job under my nose today. Natasha, good morning. Guys, I don't know if I've ever said this like publicly on my channel, but Too Much Tosh and I actually went to high school together, and we had been interacting as influencers for like a little bit of time before we realized that we had gone to high school together. It's just one of those things. We weren't in the same grade. She's a little bit younger than me. So I think that was why we weren't connecting the dots as quick. I also love my ponytail's now long enough that it like actually like swivels whenever I swivel my head. For a long time, it was there, but it would just kind of like stick straight back. My hair is quite long now, and I can tell whenever I like see it from, like when you see it from the back, it's quite long. But my hair was longer whenever I was like a freshman in high school. It was all the way down to my nipples, and it doesn't really come down that far. So this is the Creature of Light, and it is in the shade Moonlit Creature. Oh, thank you guys all for coming. I was nervous no one was gonna come. Me playing just Party for You by Charlie XCX while I'm on a live by myself. I'm gonna give you a close-up of this because it is really pretty. I'm gonna let it set for just a second so you can see the beautiful glow. And after the redness of touching my face goes away. Look at that glow. Ugh. I'm gonna use the Kosas color corrector in Magic. I'm just gonna do a dot under my eyes, and I like to do a dot of it in the center of my facial hair that we're gonna do most of the color correction with the Exa color corrector in Peach. It's a really good color corrector. I mean, I haven't tried like a ton of color correctors, but the texture of this is really nice and it really does the trick. I wonder if I mean, I don't really use green color corrector anymore, but I bet I would like that one too, because they're really nice. By the way, what else are you looking to stream on Twitch? Can I convince you to get into Stardew? Maybe. I could be compelled. So I've played Animal Crossing, and I know that Stardew and Animal Crossing are not exactly the same, but I have a problem with video games where you're like doing, okay, for example, in Animal Crossing, like one of the components that one could do is like garden, and you're pulling weeds and you're gardening and you're pulling weeds. You know what I wouldn't do in real life? Pull weeds or garden. And so why am I spending my life doing it pretend? You know what I mean? It's like, I don't feel like doing this in real life. Why am I doing this video game? And I know it's like, obviously not as like, daunting as doing real weed work in real life, but there's something about that that like struck my brain. But I think if I was in community and we were all like laughing, and while I was building the relationships with the people in the valley, I guess, I think that could be fun. But I don't think I would, I don't think Stardew Valley is a game I would play like by myself. Like, I don't think I would have fun playing with by myself. I tried to find you on Twitch. What's your ad over there? It should just be HAUTEMESSTOM, but I don't know if I might be hard to find because I haven't done a live yet over there. But if you do twitch.tv/HAUTEMESSTOM, no spaces, it should pop up. I wanted to love Stardew. It's supposed to be relaxing, but I was stressed by the hours going so fast. That's funny. Like, oh, the in-game hours. So here are the 3 concealers in my permanent collection. We have Victoria Beckham, Westman Atelier, or Sarah Creel. But let me pull out my box of shame and I'll show it to you. I'll show you my box of shame. So here's the box of shame, and this is just like a box full of concealers and complexion products that I can't bear to get rid of. But I also don't use all the time. But also, I have brands in here that like I wouldn't talk about. Like I have the Patrick Ta foundation in here. You know, like I had some Merit stuff in here. So, ooh, let me see what other concealers I have. MORPHE. I bought a bunch of stuff on YesStyle from Cheer Up, which I'm gonna do like a deep dive brand review on. So I'm getting into the gig, but I need to do it slowly on my own pace. Here's what I will say. If I use the MPH palette, that will be just the complex. I won't use a foundation on top of it. I'll just use this for my whole face, and it will be bronzer and contour, and then I won't do additional on top of that. Is that okay? We're not doing MORPHE. Okay, we didn't like MORPHE being the one thing that we put on the face. Okay, that's fine. I also haven't used this concealer in a while, so maybe I want to use the Ritual Defeat one. I'm stoked for your YesStyle Cheer Up review. Whenever I browse YesStyle, I'm overwhelmed by the unfamiliar brands and wondering whether the cute packaging products are gimmicky or actually good. I've obviously had like pitched the idea of doing like a YesStyle haul brand review situation, not like a brand review, but just like buying a bunch of stuff. So I built a cart a few months ago, and basically my cart was full of like $500 worth of lip products, and I was like, oh, no, that's too much. Also, can you imagine just the swatch video? The swatch, my lips would be so wrecked from trying lip products and then also having to film content of swatches both on my hands and on my lips. It'll just be crazy. So then I was like, well, I'll pick a brand and mostly do products from that brand. So I brought a lot of Cheer Up, but Cheer Up doesn't have a complexion product. So I did buy a mini of one of the Tier foundations. And then I did throw in a couple of products that I just thought looked cute that were not from Cheer Up. And I also got a couple powders because some of the Asian beauty brands still have talc in them. Just so you know, in case that is important to any of you. Okay, we're doing RDF. I'm making the final decision. I have the shade Potion. Nope, they're called Spells. Spell 111. And I know I've shit-talked this concealer brush for a while, but I have come around to it. I think just one of the bristles was really stiff when I first got it. It's the LCO1. This was PR. But this is one of their synthetic brushes. I don't really like their natural fiber brushes. I really like their synthetic ones, and I hope they come out with more options and styles in their synthetics. I don't remember which brands I bought. I did buy a lavender powder because I wanted to try it because I've only used pink and I was like, well, maybe I'll like lavender. And then I bought another one that was just translucent, and I don't remember which brands I bought, but neither one of them were, because the Cheer Up doesn't really seem to be in like the base game. Honestly, I respect a brand sticking to a category they do know how to do well rather than trying to throw bad products out there. I agree. Yeah, no, I'm not trying to say that Cheer Up needs to make a base product. I'm just saying like I was already buying from Yes Style. But you know what I forgot to buy? They make a mascara like this one, like the metal one, Judy Doll or Juicy. I don't remember which brand. And I was like, oh, I need to remember to add that to my cart, and I sure didn't. And then I also accidentally bought one of the shades of eyeshadow from Cheer Up 3 times. So I'm gonna have to find homes for those. Hopefully it's a good eyeshadow. Did anyone see in the box of shame a foundation that they would want? Of course, I have my 2 mainstays, the Surratt and the Victoria Beckham. Girl Code has some pretty packaging, but I don't know where to buy it. I've not bought internationally for C Beauty yet. So they do have some of the products on Yes Style. I also, my understanding is that if you use TikTok and are willing to buy through TikTok, it's easy to buy Girl Cult through TikTok. Coffee gives me super dreams, so I drink chai tea with vanilla cream or no sugar. I get that. I briefly tried taking vitamin D, and I started having terrible nightmares. It was like the only thing in my life that had changed. As soon as I stopped taking the vitamin D supplement, I stopped having the nightmares. Isn't that so weird? I'm not like, you know, I think there's value in vitamin D, but why was it giving me nightmares? I'm picking the Victoria Beckham. I'm gonna contour. I'm gonna use Omen. I don't have options. That is the option. I'm either using Rincilio Sylvia or Uten. That's a different language. Uten Nano. That's my new drag name. Uten Nano. My other drag name, the drag name that I'm pretending is my drag name, even though I don't do drag right now, is Large. Simply Large. Yeah, I just usually ask at the counter at the one in Garfield. I guess I didn't realize how many of you were like Pittsburgh people. That's cool. The one near the food co-op sometimes has them in the cooler. Noted. I don't live out that way, but so I'd have to make a special trip. I think Intuition is like actually more the right shade for me, but I like how a little more visible this one is. And yeah, there's some rosiness to it. I'll do a swatch. We'll do a swatch. That's what it looks like kind of at its thickest. Welcome to stage, Large. And that's how I would make everyone say it if they were announcing me. And then I come, and I would just be pretty. My drag is, I'm just pretty. What brush am I blending? So I use 2 brushes to contour. This is the Jumbo Concealer brush from Sonia G. I bought this one. And then I'm blending out with the Make Beauty concealer brush, which was PR. And it's very heavy. These brushes are really nice. And they did a sale not that long ago, and I almost bought more of their brushes because I really like them. But as you can tell, I don't need any more brushes because I can't even find the ones I like. We, of course, have the Trixie bronzer, the Gucci bronzer. And then this is a bronzer from a Japanese brand, and I can't remember the name. And then I have Grisaille. Your skin is looking fabulous right now, by the way. Any current products you are loving? Honestly, this is going to sound so hack. I'm sorry. I'm sorry for how it's about to sound, but I really think the red light therapy mask has made my skin look better in a way that makeup now just looks better on it because my skin is looking better. Not that my skin looked bad before, but like, I don't know. The red light therapy seems to be very much working for me, and I didn't take before pictures, but I can tell. I'm going to use the Trixie bronzer because no one seemed to have an opinion. After watching for a few years, I feel like I know Tom's collection almost as well as my own. Yeah, that's funny. I feel like there's some content creators where I feel like, I'm like, I know your makeup collection. even if it is huge. My makeup collection in the grand scheme of like a quote-unquote YouTuber is quite small, and I use a lot of the stuff that I have. It's featured at some point throughout the years. I use my current body all the time, and it was a splurge, but it made such a huge difference. Yeah, they wanted me to post about it this weekend, and they were gonna give me like patches, like a not I guess pimple hypochlor. I don't know. They were gonna give me some kind of patch, and I was like, I don't know that I care enough about that. I want to try the neck one, the neck and décolleté one, but I don't think I've sold. I don't think I've done enough marketing for them, and not enough people. And that's not a complaint. You don't need to use my code or buy a current body mask, but I don't think I move enough product for them to send me another $1,000 costing product. I don't think they'll send me another one. I should try. I should ask. I also want the hair growth thing. I mean, I think my hair is like intact. My dad is bald, and I was like concerned for a really long time that I was also going to be bald. I think I got my mother's genetics, which is in this scenario very nice. But I still want to try the red light hair thing. Like, I just want my morning. I want. I want the gloves. This is how I want. This is what I want to be like in the mornings, just like covered in red light. Maybe I should get one of the panels. Maybe that's. Maybe the thing is, I just need one of the panels. Use your PHYTOSURGENCE. Okay. Don't tell me twice. We Wisp, Scorch, Plume. Oh, this is Sear. I was wrong. Sear or Condensate. I'll swatch Scorch and Sear. They are a little bit warmer. And we have like lavender on the eyes. I'm not saying that it wouldn't work, but perhaps the one on the bottom would be. It has a little bit of like purpley pink in it. This one. I'm gonna use Plume. I'm overriding. So she seems to be the people's choice for like favorite up and coming brand. It seems, because when I talked about what brand to review after the refi kerfuffle, a lot of people were like, "What about Sochi?" And I think the fact that I had hated their mascara so much, it really is shading how much interest I have in it, but that doesn't mean that their products aren't good. It's just I don't think their mascara is very good. I'm gonna use the PHYTOSURGENCE Spectral Shine in that one. The pink one. I don't remember what its name is, but the pink one. So she's coming to Ulta. So I don't know if it's still running, but they were doing 20% off on Credo. I'm just applying this under my eyes and on the highlight area. We can still use another highlight. I'm just using it to blur the lines between my blush and my under eye. Do you still have either version of Barba Papa? I do. I have the powder version still. I bought a shade of blush from Cheer Up that looks a lot like Barba Papa, and I'm hoping I can provide a lesser expensive dupe. But yes, I have Barba Papa. Here she is. This is my powder palette. My powder blush palette. Do we want to do a highlighter? My truth is I mostly skip highlighter these days. But we have options. We have Liluna and Doll Dynasty from HINDASH. Here's my highlighter palette. Look at her. So I guess I had to tell you what these are because you don't know. This is one of the Gucci highlighters. These are both Ritual Defeat highlighters. This is the one Andromeda did in their collab. This is the shade Ghostlight. This is a Pat McGrath highlighter that was like in one of those kits many years ago that I repotted. This is the Surratt Torche Lumiere Diamante. And then I have two bellabeautébar ones right here that were both PR. And then this one from Lukey Lukey that's looking like it's had better days. And then I have the Nimue from Hannah Louise Poston's collab. All of your depotted palettes are so satisfying. I think about doing that to my collection. It does take dedication, and then kind of once you're doing it, it's like easier. I think the biggest hurdle to get over is like you have to get over the idea that you might destroy something, and you have to be okay with that. But also you can, with cream stuff, you can just smush it back in, and then with powder stuff, a lot of the time you can just repress it, and it's not a big deal. Okay, I think I'm now starting to understand what the YouTube chat is thinking what's going on. It's thinking that people are sending me messages in a language other than English, and it's translating it to me. So the one that Nukuse just sent says "to the moon" on my end, and then when I highlight it, it says Liluna. We'll put Liluna on. I'm gonna powder before I do that, though. You never noticed her? I have two of them. This was at like Home Goods, and it was $7. You guys need to hit up Marshall's Home Goods after Halloween. Because they got the good shit. Liluna from HINDASH. I did buy these, just to be clear. I know I get PR from HINDASH now, so, but I did buy these. That was in the before times. Where's my highlighter brush? I feel like some of you are going to ask, so I'm just going to beat you to the punch. This is a Sonia G brush. It's the Soft Cheek. Tip, tip, tip to the moon. It's a RuPaul song. It's not very good. You don't need to go listen to it. Okay, I'm going to use the Surratt Nora Lash Tint. This was PR. I'm glad you guys like the idea. I'm happy. I'm happy. This has been a lot of fun. I was scared that no one was going to show up. Like I said earlier, I was like, hopefully people come. I'm putting some of my makeup away before we finish the look. Hope you don't mind. Cleaning up after myself. But we still have to pick a lip product. So if you know my makeup collection, start brainstorming. What do you want to see? Let me know. Tell me in the comments and I'll pull out some options. Because if you thought the foundation box of shame was something to behold, I gotta tell you, the lip product boxes of shame are quite... Babe. Oh my god, thank you, user RQ6W for the P4W. This is not a reason to join my Patreon, but I'm going to leave it on the Patreon. But I do explain like why I had stopped doing lives for the last couple of years in that Patreon video. If you happen to be a patron, I like explain it in the most recent video that I posted on Friday. I use this. I need to get another setting spray. This is the end. Oh my god. Oh my god, I need to get setting spray. Okay, I'm gonna order setting spray as soon as this live is over. This is the 16. It's all you couldn't even read it. This was the SpongeBob collab. Oh my god, Lethal emailed me. Okay, so I need to email Lethal back. I need to email Lethal back. And this is from Lethal Cosmetics, and it's the 16-hour setting spray from the SpongeBob collab. Beauty brunch with Tom. That's branding. Now I'm just like fanning my face just sitting on a live. Is this entertainment? Gray toned for a lip. Are we all agreed on gray toned lips? Okay, I'm gonna pull out gray tones. Now I'm realizing a lot of my lip products are in purses. Okay, we all want gray lips. Okay, we have Ambitious Ash, which is a lip liner from Singe. This was PR. I think we could definitely use that as the lip liner. Of course, we could do like a sparkly silver lip gloss. Also, we could just do a gray lipstick. This is M148. Although it looks a little bit green on me. But it doesn't look green on me in that swatch, of course. Folio. MAC. Femme Dandy. We have some MAC Folio. Maybe we do Folio. Oh, we're doing lip gloss. You want to do lip gloss? Sparkly silver. Got it. Here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to put Ambitious Ash all over my lips, and so it's completely gray, and then the sheer silver gloss on top of that. That sounds like a good plan to me. I also have this option, which you guys might like. This is Portal from bellabeautébar. This was PR. And this is like purple, ashy. Actually, I thought it was more gray than it is. Maybe we'll stick with the gloss and the liner. Folio was my first employee discount purchase. Nice one. You guys remember when we were all using lip scrubs? Like, in beauty videos? And now I just take a rough paper towel, or just like a regular towel, which does the job. It's not cute. I don't like that I'm doing this in front of you right now, but here we are. What was your favorite lip scrub? My favorite lip scrub was a limited edition one that Lush put out. I don't even know if they still do it, but they used to put it out every Valentine's Day. And it was like, it had heart granules in it, heart-shaped granules, and it tasted like Coca-Cola, which it didn't really taste like Coke, because I like the way it tastes and I don't like the way Coke tastes. But it was so yummy. And then you were supposed to like wipe it off, and it's like, I'm certainly licking it off my lips and swallowing it. Which sparkly lip gloss do we want to do? Okay, so we have the Mauve one. This is in Diamond Star Halo. And then I also have the one from Isomea, the Lip Black in Metal. So the slightly sheerer one that's less sparkly is the Mauve one, and then we have Isomea's Lip Black, which is quite sparkly. Both are sparkly on the lips, just we have a preference. Swatching lip gloss is actually so gross. Especially when you have hairy hands. Hairy handling over here. Good morning. Sorry. Good morning, Victoria / Frankenhooker 609. Sorry, your username was great. I love it. Okay. I think I need to sharpen this lip. With my glassy sharpener. Remember everyone with like the glassy sharpener? It's nice. It is a good lip sharpener. It's a good pencil sharpener, but such a weird thing to have like a lip sharpener presence. Like a So that's Ambitious Ash by itself. This is Ambitious Ash from Singe Beauty. As I said, this was PR, and it's not my favorite lip liner, but this color is good. If you need a color like this, I think it's a good color. That's the end of this live. That's the end of hanging out. Thank you guys so much for hanging out with me today. So just as a reminder, in 2 weeks, I guess that would be August 16th at 10 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, I'll be back here. We're going to do the same thing. I hope to see you all there. I hope you all have a fabulous rest of your Sunday and a gorgeous start to your week. So I will talk to you guys soon. Bye-bye. Go forth. It's out.